If there's one thing Audi is good at, it's the art of seduction. Behind me is the 2021 Audi RSQ8. Let me explain. Welcome back, guys. This is Driven Intent. My name is Toby, and this time around we're going to take a look at the 2021 Audi RSQ8. If you ever owned an Audi, you know that you should expect a certain level of class and prestige, especially when it comes to their RS lineup. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 2021 Audi RSQ8. I'm going to break it down to separate categories. First being the exterior. The 2021 Audi RSQ8 from a standstill proudly embodies the Audi's design language from all angles. My favorite being the front fascia and the front grille. The grille is so big and aggressive that it looks like it just ate a whole Golf GTI for lunch, and room for more. The side profiles are great to look at as well, with decent proportions, as the optional 23-inch wheels ties the whole looks together. Speaking about proportions, here's some numbers. Wheelbase is just around 118 inches, length is 197.3 inches, width 78.7 inches, and height of 67.2 inches. And when we come around to the rear 3/4, we can appreciate the sloping hatchback design that Audi is going for here. As for the rear end and tailgate, it's very promising to look at, as it looks like a proper SUV. The taillights are finished well, and the drawback for me is the light bar. Yes, I know it's a new trendy thing that automakers are going for. Even Hyundai is doing it, for crying out loud. No beef with that, just saying. But my point is, just because it is trendy, and I appreciate Audi for following the trend, doesn't mean they have to put on the RSQ8. I mean, it looks good without it. This is my own personal biased opinion. As we draw our attention towards the bumper, we can see Audi's fake side vent, but once again we can always forgive Audi, as they show us as we move along to the dual exhaust tips are one of the few visual cues that someone can tell this is an RSQ8, not a regular Q8. On the next item that sets this car apart from the regular base Q8, we have to head back to the front and look underneath the hood. Underneath the hood, the RSQ8 is sporting Audi's popular 4.0 bi-turbo or twin turbocharged V8. Yes, it's the same engine you're gonna find in the Lamborghini Urus, the Porsche, and the Bentley Bentayga. In this configuration, it makes 591 horsepower and 590 foot-pounds of torque. Alongside with this engine, you find Audi's true Quattro all-wheel drive system, which is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission and a 48-volt mild hybrid system. All these ingredients makes the RSQ8 rocket to 60 miles per hour in under 4 seconds. Oh, by the way, did I mention that this car weighs in around 5,300 pounds? Yeah. Overall, the exterior works. It is sexy to look at. But on the other hand, the Bentley Bentayga to me takes the cake as overall aesthetic and looks goes. For the interior, you always welcome in a familiar atmosphere, from the door cards being covered in Alcantara aluminum, red contrast stitching, to the frameless door all the way around to all 4 doors, to the dashboard covered in more leather, red contrast stitching, and some more exposed carbon fiber inlays. This interior reminds me honestly of the RS6 and RS7 that I reviewed a couple months back, because they have the similar layouts on the dashboard and also with the new triple screen setup. Let's start with the virtual cockpit. Darker background or dark or black background for the instrument gauge cluster or the virtual cockpit. So I'm going to start right here from the very first base layout, which you have right here. You can see your car in the middle. Every Audi has that feature, or whichever car you're driving, A3, S3s, RS3s, or S5, A5. They have the car symbol right there. One thing I do love about this new virtual cockpit is it's how just deep and rich the colors are. It's mesmerizing. So start right here. I'm gonna click this button right here where it just says view, and you can see this has a rev, horizontal L shape, like an inverse L, and then you rev it. Obviously it won't rev past 4,000 RPM because of the new regulations, rev limiter, whatever you want to call it, in the US. But on the left right, you can see the G meter. On the right, you can see the power and torque. So every Audi RS models are going to have this feature, power and torque, and you can turn it on and off, and you can see just by blipping the throttle shows how much torque. Obviously I'm not moving, but power is about 10% power just by tapping the throttle pedal, and it just shows you exactly how much power you have. So when you want to drag this car, launch it on a racetrack or wherever you at, if you love that power and torque, even as a daily, just having that power and torque is a nice thing to just look at or stare at, and I love that. And once again, click view. Every Audi does this feature, has this feature. You can either have it like this, where you have more information in the center, and your little rev on the left and the speed on the right. I prefer this because I can see the speedo in 0 miles per hour as per single numbers or double digits increments, as opposed to like this bar right here, which is like 0, 50, 100, 150. It's not very accurate in my eyes. If you like that, you might as well leave it like so. Back to this. So now I'm gonna go to the next button right here, push the arrow to the right, and you're gonna see it also has the Apple CarPlay, wirelessly Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Unfortunately it's not wireless, but it's have wireless Apple CarPlay. I'm gonna get into the center console information system. I'm gonna go do a quick overview on that in a little bit, but for right now, this is what you get. And click view, it shows you what song is playing, so I'm gonna just mute that. Yeah, because YouTube's algorithm and copyright, whatever. Now this has my information, it's my contact information stored on here. I do like that. And before I forget, down below on the gauge cluster, you can see you have your engine temp right there. It's just a water / coolant temperature. I'm sorry, that's the engine oil temperature, and it's a headlight emblem. Your seatbelt warning light, because I'm a driver, I have my seatbelt on because I'm parked right now, and outside temperature, and your boost, min and max. So this is similar in all across Audi platforms supporting the virtual cockpit. Once again, you click view, same thing. You go into the navigation. One thing I did love, this seems just seems very basic navigation, kind of like black and white, and that's about it. But I like how it's vibrant. So I click view again on the steering wheel. You can see just by how detailed and it looks very plain and simple, yet it's sophisticated in the sense that every text and font is easily readable to the naked eye. And you have glasses, you not have a hard time reading what information is inputted on the virtual cockpit when it comes to the navigation. And you can zoom in, you can zoom out. I do remember in the old virtual cockpits in the version 1, and you zoom all the way out, you can see planet Earth. Let's see if we can do that here in the 2021 or virtual cockpit 2.0. Oh look, you still do that. That's pretty cool. A little much crisper than the previous generation, but it is what it is. I like that. So I want to click view right here, and just more in Dallas, obviously, and moving along. So remember, you guys, I was one of my videos in the RS5, I told you guys how the new RS3 is going to have the RS mode. Well, that has been confirmed. So this is not an RS3, this is an RSQ8, but the RS mode is pretty cool. Similar to how you have in the BMW, the M mode, you have M1, M2, which pretty much just takes everything to down to 11. The RS mode, you click that, and look what happens. You guys not ready for this. That is sick. This is a runway vibes going on right here. I love how the rev is like just opposite. It's like you're about to land your plane on a runway if you're a pilot, but and you rev the throttle, you see how the rev like comes towards you, and then you drive in, you have the shift lights, from yellow, green, yellow, orange. That's orange and red, which means to shift. So this runway, I love how it looks. When you click view, look at that animation. That's pretty cool. Once again, look at that. See how those bars like just animates downwards? That is just sick, guys. It just makes no sense how it's just crazy how this is just, it works. I love it. It's amazing. So pretty much what you're gonna find if you haven't had an experience with the virtual cockpit in your previous Audis, this layout is user-friendly. It will not be alien to you, if that's what the point I'm trying to get across. Moving along to the center console right here, move my water bottle out the way. Once again, I talked about in my Lamborghini Huracan video, this Audi needs to just, they're doing great so far, but they need to have where this is not piano black. Look at that fingerprint magnet. Once again, the rag makes a huge shout out to the channel. I'm trying to wipe that off, not to scratch it, but it's just frustrating how much of a fingerprint magnet this thing is. Like, I can imagine me holding the car like this, having a microfiber cloth around me the whole time, just because I gotta wipe it off because there's so much fingerprints. Anyways, so home button right here, very easy layout, tactical feedback, haptic feedback as well, and it makes a nice click when you activate the buttons. So easy to use, kind of what you have in the Audi MMI. This setup right here gets rid of your MMI knob you're gonna have in your S5, A5, A3, S3s, A4, and the list goes on and on. And just slide right here, you can see your Apple CarPlay, vehicle favorite settings. This is all gonna be similar to the newest Audi virtual cockpit triple threat layout, which means the virtual cockpit and 2 screens, infotainment screen and the climate control screen right on the bottom. But back to the screen right here on top, it shows you information, shows your time, your LTE, T-Mobile, whatever you carrier you have. It's gonna show you right there in wireless, Wi-Fi, and messages, news, weather. It's all self-explanatory, guys. Like, you don't need to know how to use this. It's user-friendly. That's the whole point. And then obviously click on map, the little arrow right here. You can have your virtual cockpit, maps in here, and you want to have a map right here and have your rev right here in the middle. That's totally fine. It's fully customizable. Audi gives that option, no problem. Now I'm gonna go back to menu, go to the home. I didn't notice when I was driving this car and I wanted to activate this. It has like the force. Let me explain. So when I brought my hand close to this area, it kind of like started to move, like it felt my presence, so to speak. So that's a nifty feature I love about this infotainment system. Now down to the climate control zone, it's all touchscreen. Again, I did wish it was knobs, but Audi has to follow what they went all in this. That's my point. As opposed to knobs, Audi just went with the screens. Well, we're gonna see how this lasts. Hopefully there's no recalls or whatnot. I'm not trying to seem out. I love Audis, but just this setup, let's just see how people continue to use this and see what rises up and how. I feel like it's gonna be like split decisions. That's like 50-50. About 50% Audi people fans are gonna like this, and the other half are gonna dislike this and like the old school knobs and knurling knobs and things like of that nature. So pretty self-explanatory over here. You have your AC, fan speed right here, your zones. You have quad climate control zones in this RSQ8, same as you have in the S8 and all the uber luxury Audi sedans and SUVs. Moving along, I love the engine start button, how it's just red, and then right here is a knob for your volume controls and Audi Presense, pretty much Audi's top-notch safety system. And you have right down below your gear selector, 8-speed, and your electronic parking brake. 2 little baby cup holders. Oh my god, they're so cute. I love that. So before I go on further in the review, I love how this this is the window sticker right here, 2021 Audi RSQ8. So I'm gonna read off the list, just highlights. So obviously get your 4-liter V8 bi-turbo V8 or twin-turbo V8, pushing around 600 horsepower, 8-speed Tiptronic transmission, active anti-roll bar stability, all-wheel drive, obviously true quattro, 22-inch 10 V-spokes, sport design wheels, your comfort, virtual cockpit, adaptive air suspension. It's not like 7 different modes for that adaptive air suspension, from all roads to off-road to track, dynamic. It's just crazy. This car is packed with tons of features and safety, convenience, anti-lock brakes, Audi side assist, all that good stuff. And then here's the alternate package. You have the florid silver metallic. So on this paint right now, it is the florid silver metallic paint. It's not the Nardo gray. So if you want a Nardo gray, you can expect that as well for extra price. But this car has been wrapped in a special type of gray. I'm gonna put the name on here on the screen somewhere if I do remember to put in a video. But it's kind of like Nardo gray, but frozen Nardo gray and matte, if that makes sense. This package has the ceramic brakes, red, Audi ceramic brake, Bang & Olufsen 3D sound system. That's always gonna be here. If you're paying over $440,000 for a car, you better expect it. Carbon optic package, let's have carbon fibers, mirror caps, grille, carbon fiber everywhere. Black optic package. So the 22-inch rims was standard, which this one is sporting the 23-inch rims. This also has the all-wheel drive, as I said, true quattro, and all-wheel steering. Luxury package, Alcantara headliner. No one cares about that. I do like the night vision assist. That is pretty cool. That is cool. I like that. Executive package, dual pane, acoustic glass, power self closing doors. As you have the S8, your head-up display, which I'll show you guys in a minute, or if you've seen that before, same deal. Heated rear seats, and driver assistance package, towing package, Audi guard protection kit. So all around, you're looking at $148,000 and some change for 2021 RSQ8. Mind you, this is the most expensive RS Audi you could ever get. It's just funny how it happens to be an SUV. When you have the Audi RS e-tron, I believe the RS e-tron with the right specs, you're pushing to 140 as well, but it's 148. It's just mind-blowing. Who would have thought the most expensive Audi RS lineup would be an SUV? It's strange times we're living in today, guys. So anyways, back to the video. I'm gonna be leaving this car in dynamics. I want to play around with the RS mode. I believe the RS5 had the RS mode as well on the steering wheel. One drawback I wish this steering wheel had was a flat bottom steering wheel like the RS7 Alcantara flat bottom steering wheel, but it's always an aftermarket option for this. You can easily fix that as you please. So right now, again, this car is riding on the air suspension as you would imagine in the Q8, but this one is sophisticated a little bit better in its terms that I have all-wheel drive and rear-wheel steering. So this car has all the bells and whistles. I've already explained in the video. So when you put this car in dynamic mode, it lowers itself, it hunkers down. Like you feel it. It's very subtle, but if you're OCD or just pay attention, again, the seatbelt tensioner or pre-tensioner just holds you back to the seat. This car rides very comfortably, and don't forget you're riding on 23-inch rims options with the carbon ceramic brakes on all four corners. I believe it's 10 piston up front. You can fact check me if you want to. I could be wrong, but it's 10 piston calipers up front and just huge rotors for the carbon ceramic option. When you have this option, you go up to 195 miles per hour. Yes, if you'd be wondering, you want to compare this car to the Lamborghini Urus, be my guest, have at it. But this one is an Audi, just like I drove the Huracan Evo. It wasn't any Huracan, as a matter of fact, or even any Huracan, as a matter of fact. You have Audi, Lamborghini, same car company. It just depends on your taste at the end of the day, because the Huracan is a savage all day. It's not trying to hide its, it's not trying to be a sheep in wolf's clothing, or a wolf in sheep's clothing, so to speak. The Huracan, it is what it is. It's a raw performance, zero drive Lamborghini. But again, we'll talk about SUVs. My point there is, Audi and Lamborghini are the same manufacturer, but the way the execution it's completely different planets, So the Lamborghini Urus, wherever country you're from, is more track focused, as opposed to this car is subdued. It's the ultimate sleeper SUV. Then again, it's the most expensive Audi RS you could ever spend money on. $140,000 and $100 for an SUV. So you have a Lamborghini engine, you have all-wheel drive quattro, true all-wheel drive quattro, 0 to 60 in claim 3.8 seconds, but I've seen numbers in 3.6 seconds. And you have the luxury of an Audi, the prestige of an Audi. the command presence of an Audi, the looks of an Audi. This car just check all the boxes in the right places, with a few drawbacks. You don't get great gas mileage. Maybe you average around, let's say, between 16 and 20 miles per gallon if you're very conservative. But when you're in an RS Audi, you buy this car not to be conservative, so don't trip yourself on that notion. I just recognized in the head-up display, I have the traffic sign recognition on, and it's telling me what speed my speed limit is for the road I'm on, and also lets me know when the next light is going to turn red or green and how fast I could go. So right now it's telling me 40 miles per hour. I'm going to meet the next green light. That is pretty intuitive. I love how Audi has kept this design theme for the 21-22 model year all consistent. So if you're looking for a fast wagon where you can haul your groceries and your family, this car is it. This is the RSQ8 for you. If you want to settle down for the Q8, around $80,000, $90,000, you can be satisfied with the Q8 with 3-liter turbocharged V6, by all means. But the RSQ8 is for enthusiasts, or just people that just want a really fast going, hell-bent, waste miles per gallon SUV that's faster than almost anything on the road besides a supercar. Pretty much anything on the road besides a supercar. Let's be real here. This is the SUV for you. But the RS is for the people that are just hell-bent on going fast on the weekends, or after you're going to the grocery store, dropping your kids or wife at the airport or school, and you're a guy or girl, you just want to, just have a good time. Right now, I'm just driving in dynamic mode. I feel like I'm in comfort, like as I would be in my S3. It's crazy. Then again, you have the air suspension, so it dampens the ride very soft, and I don't feel like I need to put this car in comfort mode. It's mind-blowing, and I want to just have some fun. Downshift to the parachutist, quick shifting. It makes 100%, 110% sense. Yeah, I can do that in an SUV. It's crazy. This car can get down when it wants to. You ask a girl on a date, and then you think, oh, she likes you, and she flakes on you. Guess what? She's not down. Well, this car, what you want is what you get, and this car is like, I'm down. Its car is just down to just have some fun. If you're really responsible in how you drive, this car is the ultimate sleeper SUV from Audi. Point blank, period. Anyways, that is all I have time for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video of my 2021 Audi RSQ8, and I'm not sure what I'm going to review next time you see my handsome face, but I'm going to give you guys a surprise and on your toes. If you see my face for the first time, and if you haven't already and you're thinking about it, you're really thinking about it, and you want to subscribe so you can find my way, you can find your way to my channel again, and then I can review some cool cars to you guys. I want to go back to vlogs again, or just talk about more about my S3. I'm thinking about some other mods I want to introduce to the S3, and maybe in the future I'll be talking about the 2022 RS3. Thank you so much for over almost 2,000 subscribers. If you see my face for the first time, I highly recommend share my video, and now I like the like button because it's just a like button. Also helps YouTube's algorithm. My videos get liked a lot, more positive comments. YouTube thinks, yes, this is a good video, and then I get recommended and I get more subscribers. So do your boy a favor, subscribe, like, and share the video. Also, put on that bell icon, that sexy bell icon. Just lightly tap that. That way you'll be notified when I make a cool video like this. And I'll see you guys later in another video. Peace out and stay driven.